Good afternoon, everybody. Y'all might get tired of me today because you are going to get a double dose of Taz. Right now, we are going to discuss the phobics within the alphabet mafia because a lot of people think just because they're in the alphabet mafia, they can't be transphobic or biphobic, etc., etc. And my panelists today, if you all don't mind, just introduce yourself for the people.
You go first, Doc? Or okay, so I'm Juni. I'm the gay anti-racist on TikTok and everywhere else. I'm just Junior Viala.
I'm Chuck. I'm just fucking annoyed. I'm Chuck Villegas. I'm Chuck Villegas on all my pages. I have a bunch of pages like Vanessa. I just don't hide myself like a little spider. You can see me. You know it's me everywhere.
We know, but you numbered yours also.
Let's keep it clean.
Yeah, a couple of them.
Let's keep it
Yeah,
clean.
because there was one that I didn't realize I wasn't following, and then I was like, "Is it?" And then I was like, "That's him." Let me hit the follow button. But
I want to. Can I start?
Go ahead.
Well, as we know, the goddess made a big video coming out of the closet. And
Okay, so wait.
What?
I'm sorry. I don't mean to. I thought.
What?
Maybe I'm thinking of someone else because I thought maybe she had already come out, but maybe I could be confusing this. So pay me no mind. Go keep.
Oh no, I'm going to get to that, but I want to cover first of all the coming out was bullshit because, I don't know. I know I'm older and I know things keep changing in the community, but when I was young, you came out once. You came out once.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to come out every couple of years. You don't get to cry and come out every couple of years like the goddess has. And clearly, she came out in 2013 when she was putting out what she entitled lesbian music. So clearly she was already out of the closet. So her bullshit outing where she says that this guy, our hero, Cyborg Rabbi, was outing her that she had to now be embarrassed with her parents and stuff is bullshit.
Okay, well, let me play devil's advocate for a second.
Go ahead.
I don't know all the details. I don't know. But let's say the playlist was just a cutely worded playlist that didn't have any meaning behind it.
Okay.
Or maybe it was a private way to come out. I don't know. I don't know. Please, nobody think that I'm speaking for someone.
No.
I'm just going to look at all angles. Okay.
I love people playing devil's advocate. That's great because it open the conversation more.
Right. I did kind of briefly hear about the cyber grabby thing, and it was explained to me that that's why she came out to kind of prove that she wasn't transphobic.
Which doesn't prove anything.
And I'm going to take her out of this equation because I want to talk generally.
Yeah, let's not. Yeah.
I personally know gay men that are homophobic.
Absolutely. It's no different than any other community. You will always have people within marginalized communities that are what we call like self-loathing members. Black people see it all the time. You see it with Candace Owens. Who's the guy that runs that the housing for Trump, the black gentleman, he ran for president, Ben something, I can't think of his name. He's the one who made the comment about the slaves. I can't think of his name right now, but his name was Ben something.
Ben Carson.
Ben Carson. I mean, we see it all the time. In our community, we saw it with Caitlyn Jenner. This trick came out and actually went on Ellen and said that she was against gay marriage.
Yep, she sure did.
I mean,
but didn't she go to like a conversion camp? I shouldn't say she went. Let me say, because nobody just packs their bags and decide to go. Let me get my wording together. Wasn't she forced to go to a conversion? Isn't that where she met her husband at a conversion camp?
Who?
Caitlyn Bennett.
No, Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh, Caitlyn Jenner. Oh,
The Kardashians.
Yeah.
First of all, I'm not going to dead name this person, but I was a huge fan of them way back when they were still an Olympian. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. No, nothing. As they began their journey to live their true life, I was all on board. Hey, D-Mac, thanks for joining us. I was all on board. And you two know me very well. I'm always happy for people, especially when they get comfortable in their own skin. But I started to back away from Ms. Jenner when a lot of toxic things started coming out. The things that she started saying, the things that she started doing, the people she was associating herself with. And when she came out to endorse Trump, I was like, she has become
I was just going to get
phobic
into that.
poster child within the alphabet mafia.
Right.
It's like, you want us to accept you and embrace you, which we do. But you're champion for someone who doesn't want any of us to exist.
Our oppressors, yeah.
She had an opportunity to be the biggest champion for the trans community, and she totally fucked it up. She campaigned for Trump.
Yeah.
She continued to support him when he first came out with the transgender ban on the military. Now, as of now, she's allegedly come around. But you know what? It's too late. The damage was done.
That bridge is burned.
Yeah, I mean, the damage was done. She hurt the community so much. So for anybody to say that I am part of the community, so I can't be phobic, I can't be against the community, is bullshit. We see it all the time. We see it all the time. We have groups. I'm also Latino. We have groups Latinos for Trump.
Yep.
I mean, I'm
Cuban, and Cubans overwhelmingly supported Trump. In Miami, they pretty much run the campaign for him. Even family members that I have, they voted for Trump, voted against their own rights. He instilled the denaturalization office within immigration, which is basically like to denaturalize immigrants. So basically, like they put Trump there, and Trump made a law to send us back home, to deport us. I know that the excuse is that, it's only if you're a criminal, but what is a criminal? Like, who defines that? I went and protested with Black Lives Matter, and then soon after that, Trump made a law that made it so that if you protested, then you were a criminal, a terrorist. As he labeled Black Lives Matter and Antifa terrorists.
Well,
I've noticed across several social media platforms, several. And it's very disheartening. So many people that decide to have public outings of themselves, which is fine. Do it how if you're comfortable that way, that's great. Because just what's comfortable for me may not be comfortable for you. But it's like, no sooner than they publicly have their coming out, they're pointing fingers as if there's levels to the alphabet mafia and you're better because you're this part of the alphabet or that part of it. No. And what truly breaks my heart are people like Caitlyn Jenner, because I watched a little docuseries that was a few years back where Caitlyn was explaining her journey and how for so many years, being terrified, she hid. Yes, ex-wives knew because they had come home and busted her in their clothing or in different things, and she had expressed to them, but was so fearful. And it's like the most phobic people within the alphabet mafia are the ones that were so traumatized before they came out, and now they're displacing that trauma onto others. I mean, do you all feel that way, or am I reaching?
No. I mean, first of all, I'm a little different with you when it comes to Caitlyn. When I hear her share her story, I want to punch her in her face and tell her, well, then what the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, then why are you like this? You know the pain. But I want to address something you said earlier about like the playlist and could it be a fun thing coming out? Let me tell you my experience with people like that. Look, I have known, first of all, the person we were talking about comes from a very religious background. Not to mention, So I doubt it that she's going to be so open towards the gay community just for fun.
Yeah,
Second of all,
we all know I'm a pastor's kid, and
right, and it's not easy for you guys when you guys have your own thoughts and you kind of go outside of what you were taught or what's believed in the church. Trust me, I belong to a Christian church right now, believe it or not. So I know. But another thing is she has because there's drama on her page every month. And if you followed her, you knew like a month and a half ago, she had a series of breakdowns and videos because her family disowned her. So,
well, I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, but your
Sending
family,
well wishes and support. I
yeah,
mean, we can disagree on things, but I don't want anybody to.
yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm sending an edible basket to her too. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I did not know that. Oh my god.
Well, my point is, so you've already been disowned by your family. So now you're going to make a video saying that I'm outing, and now my family's going to disown me. First lie. Second lie. When people finally do come out, and this has been my experience, and Uni could say different, it's usually a happy moment because the relief that's felt, that you're finally being your true self. I finally was able to say it. But what she did, she came out the out video, then she did a bunch of series of videos blaming others. Why I had to come out. Why like coming out was such a bad thing. Like why I had to come out. I mean, she's clearly, I guess she is a lesbian, right? Because we met her girlfriend. She's clearly a self-loathing lesbian. She's the equivalent of
so do
Candace
you think
Owens.
it's the self-loathing that drives people?
Of course.
Into
of
those.
Course. And if you think about it, it makes sense because most of us are brought up believing, being taught by society or our parents that homosexuality is wrong. Gay people are no different. We receive those messages. So when we come into adults, if we don't educate ourselves, if we don't enlighten ourselves, we may realize that we're gay, but we're still going to have those same thoughts. We're still going to have those same ignorant thoughts, like there's something wrong with being gay. There's something wrong with gay people. There's something wrong with trans people. There's something wrong with bi people. Gay people are just like everybody else. We're taught stupid things, and sometimes there's some of us that don't let it go.
It's interesting that you say that because, and I wish my screen wouldn't have refreshed when it did, but a couple days ago, I don't know this person. They just came across my FYP, but on TikTok. But behind them were a number of pride flags. But they were explaining to people that homosexuality was a sin. Wow. And when I tell you you all are used to me saying this. I'm not sure if the audience is, but I felt like my brain broke at that moment. Because it's like I'm seeing this, but I'm hearing something else. Just like I do not understand, like through Trump's campaigns, I saw a lot of members of the Alphabet Mafia campaigning for Trump, but still saying very homophobic, transphobic things. And I'm like, but isn't that you? It's almost as if they're like vampires. They walk past the mirror and don't have a reflection. You get what I'm saying? Oh, go ahead.
It's what Lil Nas pointed out in his music video. Is the respectable gay versus the not respectable gay. The respectable gay is the street passing gay that they can just walk through society without being noticed because they're very traditional and very conforming to society, versus the other people kind of hide because by living their own truth they don't conform to societal norms, so therefore they get attacked more. And those are the people that gave us pride.
Mm-hmm. It's
well.
Go ahead, Chuck.
Well, it's absolutely a self-loathing matter. Let me tell you, these people can't like themselves. And it's also a matter of them wanting to be a part of a certain group. Now, really, how could you... Really, if you want to be gay and be a true Republican, you can. Because being a Republican doesn't make you have to be racist, right? You can
Right.
you can believe in small government. You can believe in lower taxes. All the things Republicans say they believe in. You can believe in that and still not be racist or whatever. But if you want to be part of the group, part of the crowd, if you want to fit in, then you got to go that extra mile. And you know what? Little Nas couldn't show up in that outfit at a Trump rally. They wouldn't accept him. RuPaul couldn't show up in drag at a Trump rally. You'd have to conform to what the kind of gay that they would want them to be. And that would be somebody who would go there and say, gays should be happy just with civil unions. Gays should be happy with just this. Yeah. They should be, that's the kind of gay they want. And that all comes from self-loathing. Because let me tell you, there are things there's things that can never come out of my mouth, no matter what I wanted. Like there's things I could never say or pretend to believe in just because I wanted to be part of a group or wanted money or wanted fame. I just couldn't do it. You got to be a certain kind of person. You got to be detached from that community, even though you're part of that community. Like I keep saying her name, Candace Owens. I mean, you don't have a better example.
I'm glad that you bring her up because I have a question and I want to hear both of you all's opinion on this.
Okay.
Now, I know that there are Black and brown people who will get in the public eye, whether in real life or on social media, and repeat every racist idea, every racial trope, but they're doing it for money. Do you think that there are possibly people within the Alphabet Mafia that are doing the same?
Yeah, I can give you an example of somebody I believe. I'm sorry, I keep dominating. Junior, you want to go first?
No, go.
I don't know if you guys follow him. He's a big creator, Republican Ant. Do you know this
I've heard
guy?
of him, but I don't think I've ever actually seen his videos.
He's gay. He does all these videos where he pops his lips. He's openly gay and everything like that. I truly believe, and even Mia did videos about him where she said, I agreed with her, that she felt like he was doing it just for clout and money. And I believe it. But he will go, his videos, he's consistent. He is pro-Trump. He is racist. He is anti-gay. All the good stuff. And I truly believe he does it for his platform. And his platform is pretty big. And he has a lot of support within not even just on TikTok, but even the Republican community.
Actually, I remember somebody, and I was with you on that. There was this guy, this white, twinkish gay guy that is on TikTok, and he has a pretty large platform, and he was spewing out very, very transphobic things, and he's a log cabin gay, and people have been calling him out for it. Disaster Basket called him out for it. You called him out for it as well. You challenged him to a debate. Anyway, I did a video just making fun of him, saying white gays are at it again. White gays are the weakest link. And he said he mostly ignores things, but he responded to me because he was surprised that a white gay was talking against him. He's like, aren't you a white gay yourself? And I'm like, oh no, honey.
I remember him. He refused to debate me or even have a conversation. He didn't even have a conversation in private and I was coming from a genuine place because I had questions. And I tried to reach out to some people who happen to be in the Alphabet Mafia, who have been pretty problematic, because I would like to be able to ask them, figure out how their brain works, trying to figure out how to really address this and to keep younger generations from coming up and being a part of that phobic, toxic part of the community. But they never want to talk. They never want to have the conversation. That's why not for everyone, but there is a part of the phobics. And yes, that's how I'm going to refer to them from now on, the phobics. I feel are just, they're doing it for pay. Just like, the term gay for pay.
But there still has to be something wrong with you, even if you're doing it for pay. Because I'm sure that somebody could offer Junie a couple of $1,000s, and I doubt that he'd accept it to make a anti-gay Republican video.
I really agree.
No.
I couldn't do it.
Zeros, and maybe at some point I'll cave, but
the zeros they'd have to give would be
A lot. Well, so it'll have to be a little zeros.
And let me tell you, the acting would be horrible. You know, because I wouldn't have passion for it. I wouldn't be
That's
able
what I
to
believe.
do it.
What's his name? The son of the football player. He got
Christian
Christian
Walker.
Walker.
I think he does it on purpose too. I don't think he means what he's saying.
You know, I used to think that until I started following him on Instagram. And he is a fucking psychopath. There's something wrong with him. He is absolutely a psychopath. He is absolutely anti-gay. I don't believe it's an act. I think his abusive father banged his head too many times. I'm joking there, but I'm saying this. I'm sure that there is abuse in his background.
Oh, there is. His father tried to kill his mother multiple times.
Yeah.
That's why I thought it was highly hypocritical, yet ironic, when Christian Walker kept bringing up, oh, George Floyd pulled a gun on this person. Yeah, your father did the same thing. And Christian Walker, for a very long time, and Uni can tell you this about me, sometimes I give people way too much benefit of the doubt. I kept waiting, thinking this is a joke. This is satire. Maybe he's an up-and-coming comedian. He can't believe what he's saying. I kept thinking this for so long. And then I really had to come under the realization, especially when, excuse me if I get the network wrong. I don't mean to, but I believe Herschel Walker and Christian Walker were on Fox doing an interview. That young man looked terrified, and to hear the things that his father was saying, I get his internalized racism. I get his internalized homophobia. I'm not saying like I get it, like I'm condoning it. I'm saying I get it where I can see where his stems from. And that's actually, let me get you all's opinion on this. Because to me, Christian Walker's phobics stem from wanting his father's approval. Do you think there are a lot of people within the Alphabet Mafia that are saying, yes, I know that I'm gay. Yes, my parents know that I'm gay, but I still want their approval. So I'm going to wag my finger at every other gay person.
Well, I can pretty much, some of y'all may not know about me. And some of y'all may not know I'm even a creator on TikTok. I'm Deshaun Dion Phoenix on TikTok. But I grew up in a predominantly Black, conservative Republican family. That's the word thing. That's one thing that you won't learn about the Burt family that you're researching, Taz. That's the one thing you won't learn.
You messing up all my notes. I got to start over now.
Oh, yeah, I know, right? The ones who were basically into civil rights fight and all that stuff, they were mostly Democrat. But I will say this. My family has a predominant amount of Christian following men and women. And they will hide themselves so badly for the approval of other family members. I have a cousin who's a reverend, who's a pastor at a church right now, married to a woman, and we all know that man is gay. I got screenshots of proof I found this man on Grindr.
Dude.
I'm glad you bring that up because there was one minister many, many moons ago that was an associate minister when my uncle was pastor.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that there was a part of the city that I was living in at that time that was known for gay prostitution. Mm-hmm. I got turned around looking for a gas station and I was like, that woman looks like such and such. And in my mind, I'm like, I wonder if they're related, and let it go. I pull into the gas station. The look on his face was like, she knows. And if he wouldn't have had that look, I would have still thought she was like, what I'm seeing was a relative of his. And then I found, oh, okay. I don't think it's safe, but
me personally, like I am one who lives with a phobia within our community. And that has to do with my own insecurities. I'm just going to be honest with it. I'm going to put that out there.
Well, I appreciate your honesty.
Well, here's my thing. Like we want to challenge, hypocritical thinking and change to bring the communities together. And myself as a gay male, I've never had a discriminative view on who to date, but you know, I dated some bad portions of another community. I'm not going to just call it out. I just, you know, I feel like it doesn't need to be said. The fact that I was phobic is enough. And you know, that had to more as I get older, I realized that had more to do that was not meant for me. Not the fact that their sexuality is this, but that was not meant for me. And I do acknowledge the fact that there's a lot of gay men who won't date a certain other part of the LGBTQIA community because they've been burned too many times by that, and that's all they can see past. Like, I mean, as an LGBTQ, like, we have such a knack for being divided because of what another letter has done to us. I'm just putting that out there.
You know, wow. What?
Well,
you know what?
I
never thought about it from that aspect. Go ahead, Uni. I'm sorry.
I dated a bi man for like 3 years, and I mean, in the end, it didn't work out. But it didn't work out because he was bi. It didn't work out because it didn't work out. You know. So I don't get the like as long as you're honest and you talk about what boundaries you have and what you're okay.
Smoking is bad for you. I have to say that. I'm a nurse. I'm still about to light the cigarette.
Okay.
I was wondering where that came from. I'm like, what do you mean?
I'm like, I don't smoke. So yeah, it's. I think people need to be like just open about what they're into and what they're not into before, you know, comes a time where like, oh, you messed up. So open. So honesty and openness should be like key when you start seeing somebody. Just sit down and talk about it.
I'm so glad, Deshaun, that you brought that up because honestly, I didn't think about it when I was sitting back thinking on this topic. But it's kind of like, and ladies, don't get mad at me because I'm about to tell a little bit of our business. It's kind of like,
they get mad at you because ain't nobody one of them here.
It's kind of like if we always said we would only date tall men, but then we date a short man, and that short man does us dirty. And we're like, okay, we're going to give a short man another try. That short man does us dirty. Then all of a sudden, we completely mark short men off. And then a lot of us will have nothing but a whole bunch of short man jokes.
I believe also we as human beings, we will mark names off.
Jonathan's. Mine's a Jonathan's.
We will mark, like, their name will turn us off.
Sorry,
their fucking zodiac. We like, you know what? We done dated too much of you. Like me personally, I have a weird ass Aquarius fiance. I love him. I'm gonna be honest with you. But I have dated 5 Andrews who are all Aries. I said what I said. Your boy didn't learn his lesson the first time. Somehow.
All I'm saying is, if Bishop is anywhere in your name, don't come at me. I don't care if it's your first name, your middle name, your last. It could be your title, okay? Don't come around me because
right. So like people, just as human beings, and I believe that stretches out to our allies who are straight, whatever. Like that name thing, yeah, I done dated too many of y'all. It never works.
Let's read about.
And that's just me. Me personally, if you're a female, when I was growing up in school and your name was Destiny, we were automatically about to fight.
So you were fake?
Automatically. If her name was Destiny, we was automatically about to fight, and I don't even know why. Most of the time.
See. But okay. And for those watching, and if you're outside of the Alphabet Mafia, please, if you don't take anything else away, please understand that when you hear someone within the Alphabet Mafia going, I can't be, insert phobia here, because I'm, insert whatever part of the Alphabet Mafia they are, that is no different from somebody saying, I can't be racist. My spouse or my children are black.
Yep. and we know
Okay,
that
well,
it's a
as a
cultural
person
thing.
who is a African American who is a African American and Mexican American who grew up in a predominantly black family, and they judgmental as fuck. I can sit here and say like y'all might not people the Afro definition may not seem it's not racist it's discriminatory, but I'm gonna be honest with it. For a child who had two different bloods in them, and like my father never let anything racist towards black people come out of his mouth. But I heard a whole bunch of shit about Mexicans out of everybody else's mouth.
Yeah, I have heard things like that too.
So like I mean like me personally like that don't mean nothing. I'm gay, and I also know I can be pretty homophobic. Like, I mean, I may seem like I'm a femme, but shoot, we get femphobic in the gay community.
Yeah, that actually
Yeah,
doubles
that's
back to
the problem.
Christian Walker because I was shocked. Because somebody told me
I
about the
was
video.
not.
I
I
thought
saw that
they were
video.
exaggerating. I
I saw
thought,
that
see, this is
video.
why I say I got to quit just giving so much benefit of the doubt to certain people. But I thought they were exaggerating when they explained it. Then I saw the video where Christian Walker was saying real men or masculine. And I was like, baby,
And then you
that's
saw
why
him
I think they're
struggling
like
in heels.
zombies. Like they cannot be seen their own reflection. Like, how are you hating what you are? That would be like me going, I can't stand an extra female, knowing that I'm extra, extra, read all about it all day long. Okay. I think I even sleep extra. Okay.
Me personally, like I've had my even times with the femphobia. I'm just gonna admit it. But at the end of the day, like, how can I get mad at the more femme part of gays when they are just who I was, but they never changed because of it wasn't they didn't that was their truth emerging faster than mine did.
Yeah.
My truth emerged a little bit later. I thought I had to be a stereotype. No, I didn't have to be that. Now I know I can be a mix of both. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that was a dumb thought in my head. You feel me?
I don't think that's a phobia. I think that we all have prejudices, and as long as you keep growing and realizing them and evolving, then you're good. So I don't think you ever had a phobia. I think you're just a normal human being. I've had to over the past, I say like 8 years, I've had to educate myself on the trans community. I didn't have a clear view on what trans people were, what they went through, and what their lives were like 8 years ago. I would have said stupid shit before. I mean, so I don't think it's a phobia. I think you just had some prejudices, and the fact that you recognize them just shows that you're evolving. It's the people that don't recognize them and don't grow, they're the problem.
Yeah,
I mean,
I remember
that's
way back
facts.
when.
That's facts. That's facts. But I also feel like the people who recognize them and they're evolving and don't actually acknowledge that sometimes we be sneak dissing along the way.
I can see that.
I'm just gonna put it out there. We be sneak dissing along the way. Now, however, I'm not gonna ignore the progress. I believe I've become very progressed in, triggering like getting away from my biases. Not only in the LGBT community, but like, shoot, I'm gonna be honest with you. I grew up in a town where when, during the time where Bosnian citizens were coming into the States, like as a child, I was ignorant. But as I grew up, I realized like people are gonna always evolve or not evolve, but at the same time, like, I believe in personal accountability for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's just who I am.
Yeah. Sorry, starter. That's why I love anti-racism is because you have to recognize that you have biases and work against them. It doesn't mean that because you're being anti-racist, it doesn't mean that you're not racist, because everybody is racist in the entire world. Like it just affects us all differently.
All right, so Taz, Chuck, Uni.
Yeah,
I wanted to go ahead and join you guys today because you sent me the link, Taz. Thank you so much. But I got bills I got to go pay.
All right.
Thank you for stopping through.
So I just wanted to stop in and then gives some things I wanted to say. I wish I could say more, but he looking at me like, "Are you gonna get off your phone?"
Are we sorry? Oh wow. Okay.
Nice.
That's the kind of man I live with. He'll be
I love
crazy
it.
for 1 minute, and then he think he funny.
I love it.
Yeah, I love him too.
See you soon.
Anyways, I'll talk to you
Bye.
guys. Thank you.
All
Bye.
right, thanks. But I love all of the points that Deshaun brought up. But I really, how can I word this? With all of this, because there's intersectionality within everything, and because you have cis straight people that always have something to say.
Oh,
You have people from your own community that have things to say. We all need shoulders to lean on. We all need a little bit of help defending ourselves. And in that regard, what is the best advice you would give to, we're not going to say ally because none of us like that word, to an accomplice?
As far as
the phobics that are within, because because I know, maybe explain like when it's appropriate to speak up, when it's not. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's simple. Just first off, address those biases within yourself first, before you learn what is transphobia, learn what is homophobia, learn how it affects us in government, in laws, in when it's like small micro aggressions. For example, I'm from Cuba, and in my country, homophobia comes out all over the place. Like, it was very, very hard to be queer growing up, and I had to be in the closet. And something that is, at least in Cuba, but I think it's also a Latin community thing, is that when you come out as gay, you get misgendered on purpose. So like, you cannot be a man and be gay at the same time. Like, they misgender you. Like, you're a woman now because you like that. And I had that happen a few years ago with somebody that was visiting my house, and she was like, "Well, you're not a man," and she was kidding, but that was a microaggression in my own house, and she was visiting, and I looked at her and I had to like stop everything to just not yell at her and let it go, and she kind of like apologized a little bit, but I'm just like, okay, but I didn't address it, so just understanding what microaggressions are, and if you see somebody that is not addressing that within their circle of friends, then it's probably a problem. Because if you are at a table and there is a Nazi and there are 4 other people at that table, you have 4 Nazis.
Yeah.
true.
And your thoughts, Chuck? Ouch.
What was the question? My advice for accomplices?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Because Chuck really doesn't need an accomplice. Chuck will just eviscerate you himself.
Yeah, she will.
I don't know. I'm blank. My head is blank.
Deshaun left you out of it.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. At this point, I don't know what makes a good accomplice, to be honest, because we've seen so much deception and phoniness, and not just accomplices for the LGBTQ community, but for the Black community and everything. I mean, every month we're discovering someone else. Remember, it was last month that lady, the big creator, they caught her singing the N-word? Angela. Like, I mean, come on. So, I mean, we see this all the time. What makes a good creator? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, be honest. I mean, be nice. Ask questions. I don't mind questions. You could ask me the stupidest questions. I don't care what it is. I will answer them. I will not hold it against you or whatever.
Taz, you have a trans man on the
Yeah,
comment.
I'm responding now.
Yeah. Cool. Sorry, keep going.
Oh no, that's it. I don't really have much to say. I kind of went blank there. But I wanted to address something you said earlier about like homosexuality being a sin and stuff like that. You know, I get so tired of that narrative because if you're familiar with the Bible even a little, there's so many things that are a sin. Why do so many people focus on that? You know, it's none of nobody's business. Who cares if it's a sin? It's not your business. You know, it's not. You talked about it earlier with that kid. You said he had flags behind him that he's talking about that it's a sin. Well, who gives a shit? Isn't like eating shellfish a sin for Jewish people?
And here's the one thing, dear Christians, good old Christians. And before y'all try to come for me, let me explain something to you. I've taught Bible study and Sunday school from the pre-K level all the way up through adulthood. I've also taught vacation Bible study classes from the pre-K level all the way up to adulthood. I have read the Bible in its original text. I was kind of a handful as a child, so the punishment was for me to keep reading it. Although, as y'all can see, I don't mind reading. Number one, if you are a true Christian, the Old Testament is for reference purposes only. You are not supposed to still be underneath those laws because the blood of Christ is what is supposed to be covering you at this point. Number one. Number two, the word homosexuality homosexual did not even exist during the time that the books of the Bible were comprised and put together. Okay. The word that they replaced it with was pedophile. The original word was pedophile. That the Bibles went through a change in the 1940s. So please stop. And if you're going to think, and don't even get me started on, but what about Sodom and Gomorrah? Had nothing to do with homosexuality. It had to do with rape and not taking care of your neighbors because you were supposed to be your brother's keeper. You're supposed to keep your light trimmed and burning. You're supposed to be awaiting the bridegroom. Does any of that ring a bell? So please stop. If you're going to talk about that, go talk to your pastor about the 5 mistresses that he has and the 11 illegitimate kids that show up every Sunday and sit in the first 3 pews. If you want to talk about homosexuality, then get your homosexual choir director up out the choir stand. Stop telling everybody something is a sin. Because last time I checked in the good book, as you say, we're not supposed to be out here casting stones because the only one who can cast a stone is the one that has no sin. Show me a man with no sin, and I'll show you a man that's never been born.
Well said.
I have a different perspective to that, and I'm an atheist, right? So when I look at the things, I look at more like history and where things come from, and this whole Christianity thing is also part of white supremacy. It's like patriarchy and white supremacy go hand in hand, and we inherited. Well, we didn't inherit it. We were forced down our throats Christianity by colonizers, right? They came, they killed us with the please convert or we'll burn you, and many of us were just burned. And literally, Christianity was beating to us, and it's also a form of abstaining white supremacy and colonization. So I think when Christians they do believe in this and take it to heart, should also take that into account. I'm not saying like toss away your religion, although like I don't want it for myself. I believe people should have the right to their own religion,
Yeah.
But do have into account that your religion has been used to enslave people and excuse genocides.
And you kid, and another thing, you evangelicals. And I hate when people use that word because they're using it improperly, but we're not here for a grammar lesson. So y'all gonna see that I'm really a pastor's daughter today, because I'm sorry, I don't mean to preach to y'all.
Yeah, you're bringing it up.
I'm the heathen of the family, if you haven't guessed, but I digress. Please stop acting as if your religion makes you better than people. Okay, there's no levels to this. You're either a good person or you're a bad person. That's it. That's it. And being a good person does not mean you automatically get a crown and you get to hover above the earth and you have minions now. That is not how that works. That's not how any of this works. And a lot of you evangelicals will be very, very, well, actually, you wouldn't be shocked because because you are the boyfriend of the pastor or the youth pastor, or you know who the boyfriend of the youth pastor is, or the girlfriend of, the church mom. So stop playing with us.
Wait, you said you're not reigning over other people now. Are we still talking about the Bible, or are we back to talking about that fucking bitch?
The Bible.
Oh, my bad. That was a
Stay
special
focused. Stay
that
focused
was-
on the Bible, my friend.
I didn't even put that.
that was a dedication to Alicia.
But you know, and I'm sure you all have met people who really act like, especially on Sundays, I went to church. I must float in the air, and I must take my wand and eliminate all of the gay people. Because
All right.
I cannot let them know that I am gay as well. I'm sure you've seen them. They're usually at Cracker Barrel about 2:30, 3 o'clock.
I've seen them on TikTok.
Yep. Or they're at the Bob Evans, like the 5 Bob Evans that are left in the country. If Ponderosa was still around, that was where they used to hang out too. And they
Taz,
always got a coupon that's been expired as long as I've been alive.
Taz, are we allowed to curse on your stream?
It's 18 and over. I curse all the time.
Oh no, I'm just asking because I used to appear on another stream, and she used to get in like her streams used to get demonetized if people cursed. So she kind of had a strict rule.
Yeah,
I know it's 18 and over, and I'm not monetized over here
Okay.
because I want to be able to say what I want when I want it and how I want to say it.
So I can say fucking bitch all I want then, right?
Yes.
That's for Alicia. Is Alicia in the chat?
Why are my friends like this, y'all? But side note, if y'all think that the panels that I put together are some doozies, y'all should hear us when ain't no cameras going. Because at some point in our conversations, this always gets said. Taz, I'm not dealing with you today. Or they go, Taz, why are you like this? Or Taz, it was funny, but it wasn't funny.
I always get myself in trouble.
Yes, and you get all the trouble too. I'm just here waiting for like.
I'm meant to be talked in private. I'm not meant for public arenas.
I see that.
Chuck is not meant for speakerphone. I'm gonna tell y'all now. Neither am I. But Chuck is not meant for. You can tell Chuck. Chuck, you're on speaker. I'm like, Chuck, you're on speaker, and I'm in the middle of Big Lots. He's like, I don't give a fuck. Let me tell you about this fuckity fuck bitch. Let me tell you what she did. Chuck, did you miss that I'm in the middle of Big Lots?
Well, Big Lots needs to know about her.
And then it'll be one of the racist Karens that live near me that'll be peeping around the corner like, what? What? Is she talking about me? No, Karen, not talking about you this time. But I will if you keep. Just like, I have new neighbors.
Oh, cool.
I overheard them say some very homophobic things. They are a queer throuple.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
that's how it happens.
So there are times, like if I'm getting the mail or whatever, because there's no space for me to sit in front of my house. I go to the patio, which once it stops raining, I can do videos out there and y'all can see the pretty view and stuff. Because I want to make cool outside videos like everybody else. But I'll hear them and I'm just like, it's 2 men and a lady. Like,
Taz, you must be wrong because clearly you didn't see the video. If you're part of the community, you can't be homophobic. Clearly,
I've
you don't
seen
pay
so
attention.
many. No, because it's
Taz, I need you to get it together.
Okay, I'm really about to tell my age. Way back in the day, there was an Olympic swimmer by the name of Greg Louganis. Greg Louganis. I didn't do that. Y'all did that. That's y'all internet. Excuse me. After winning so many Olympic medals as a swimmer, I was a huge fan, had a huge crush on Greg Louganis. He came out as a gay man. Cool. Did not stop my crush. I do not care. I do not care. If I'm crushing on you,
Taz, are you having technical difficulty?
Homophobic comment really disturbs me.
You're breaking up. Taz, you're
breaking up. hold on. Let's
Hey, you're
refresh
back.
this.
Maybe.
Are we praying?
Yeah, we I think. I mean, I'm an atheist, but it could help. Go.
You lead the
All
prayer.
right,
No. I'm no cross.
this. Uh, trans community, if they're available.
Oh,
Okay.
hey, Uni.
Yeah, that person. Hey, this is awkward now.
I'll try to behave myself while it's just us.
please, don't get us canceled.
But seriously, Uni, I want your opinion. Can you come out twice? Is that a thing?
I mean, I started doing the whole clapback thing because this guy called Brujo Brian. You know him. He's a Puerto Rican web passing man, or at least I think he's Puerto Rican. He has a large following on TikTok. Anyway, I was following him. I was doing Taino videos, trying to express some awareness on the Taino history from Cuba, and he's from Puerto Rico, so that's how we befriended. One day, this idiot made a video saying that he could no longer hold his secret anymore, that he was going to come out as straight.
Oh God.
Yeah, and he's been like problematic video after problematic video ever since, and I can't. So I made a video, like I was just super angry because I know what comes out of that. Like when people start saying that they're coming out of straight, then this leads to conversion therapy. This leads to pride, straight prides, which that's just another name for Nazis. So I was just so angry, and that's like I started like doing the whole clapback videos. I just made a video against him, and then he was like, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not responsible for what other people think of this." I'm like, "No. You are responsible for the hashtags that you use." Because then he used a straight pride, and I'm like, "No." And that's how I got here. That was my first clapback. I was so angry at this dude. But he's still on TikTok making problematic videos. He's made a book that is.
That's the problem with these big creators. They don't realize when you get a certain amount of followers, you have a responsibility. You have a responsibility.
We always have that responsibility. Period.
You should always have that responsibility. But
yeah, but it's bigger as the bigger the audience that you have. Like someone like the president, for example, if you speak problematic things, the people below you are going to act on those things.
Exactly.
Like we saw with Trump.
That's why I don't think I have only 15,000 followers. If I clap back at a comment, I don't think it's a big deal. But if somebody with $500,000 claps back at a small account, I'm sorry, that's bullying, Uni, because your followers are going to go attack them. So there's a difference.
For the record, I am okay with bullying to racist. I have no problem with
Of course.
Okay, what did I miss when I had technical difficulties? I caught y'all technical difficulties. Y'all technical difficulties just coughed all over my stuff, and I got booted from my own. How I get booted from my own party?
Because the gays took over. We do that.
You know what?
I love that Star Wars picture behind you.
The Mandalorian. And Groot's up there somewhere.
We're talking about responsibility of creators that have a large platform and what they say or not say on their platform.
And my thing is, I don't care if you have 2 people or 200 million.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Keep in mind what your limit is doesn't mean it's the next person's limit. So be careful what you say and how you say it, because when you go, "Oh, this person is bad, we have to get them," somebody else's get them could be far past what is a healthy, safe limit. Because you saying get them could end up getting someone doxxed, getting them physically hurt, getting them harassed, getting them bullied. Realize your limit may be here. Somebody else's limit may be here. And let's really keep in mind that President Reagan, there was an assassination attempt on his life while he was in office because a man wanted to get the attention of an actress. And she said, "Oh, I like big shows of love. Like I want everybody to know that you make this grand gesture." And in his mind, that was a gesture of love because she didn't like Reagan. So you have to realize whether you're talking to 2 or 200 million, just because your limit is, oh, I disagree with this adult, I will have a back and forth with this adult. Somebody else's limit is they're not going to have a back and forth with the adult. They're immediately going to start talking about that adult's children, that adult's mother, that adult's father. Keep in mind, everybody's limit is different.
Oh, for Uni, that was Jodie Foster was the actress.
Yes.
No way, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
And then fast forward all these years, she's come out. She's in Alphabet Mafia too, so he didn't have a chance. And you're right, Denise. That's a great point. You don't know who's listening or watching because you could put something out meant specifically for your followers or specifically for your friends. And that one person that knows nothing about you will see it and then decide, I'm going to war. Nah, bro, that's not what we're saying. That's not what we're saying.
I'll be right back. I'll be back, okay? I'll be right back.
But yeah, and I hate when people just say to larger creators. No, a platform is a platform is a platform. Yeah. There are people who have 30 people that are far more convincing than people with 30 million.
Yeah.
Because Malcolm X didn't start off with all these people following him and listening to him. He started off with a small group. And that small group can grow. And then you can have people who have a large following, but people are there not really because they respect what they have to say or even care what they have to say. There are a lot of people there that are strictly for entertainment purposes. They like the drama.
Yeah.
There are quote unquote ratchet accounts where they could care less what this person is saying. They just like the ratchet dances. They like the ratchet skits. There are people who all they talk about is messiness. And they have hundreds of thousands of followers. And it's like, they could come out and talk about something political or say, don't be racist, don't be transphobic. And their followers are not going to pay them any attention. They're waiting for the next bit of gossip, the next bit of juice. That's it.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay out of that side of TikTok. Trying hard.
Oh, Denise makes a good point. Those diehard followers that will do and say anything just to get on your good side. And that's true.
Yeah, they've been attacking me. So, yeah.
And I hate to say this, but it's the truth. Twice this year, I had to block 3 people. They were not problematic towards me. They were kind of, I guess you would call them super fans. They were just going over the top with their comments. And even if somebody was commenting to me, they were like, oh, you can't talk to her personally. Whoa, Cujo, calm down. Yes, they can.
Yeah.
I am always open for people to talk to me and have conversations, whether it's in the comment section, in a DM, on the phone. Don't tell people they can't.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. So that really got to me. And there are some people that will go over the top to get your attention. That's why I'm very, very, very careful of what I said. And the other person I blocked is because they started saying some homophobic things in my comment section because someone attacked me. The person who attacked me online happened to be a gay man. Our argument had nothing to do with him being gay. I never said anything about this man being gay. But they thinking that, oh, I can get Taz's attention. I was like, oh, no, that's not what we do here. Not in the house that Taz built. That is not what we do. I'm going to put you outside with the trash and let the garbage man come pick you up. That's not what we're going to do.
Yeah, and advice to the LGBTQ youth out there, if you're getting harassed, the block button is there. Like, you don't have to explain to people anything. You don't have to explain yourself to anybody. Just block them. Block and report them. Like, don't let people, like, ruin your day because you have to convince them or educate them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, block them. You don't owe people shit.
Great advice. Great advice.
Because I have friends. I have I'm friends with a trans youth on TikTok, and he calls me in to like fight off bullies, and I get in there and I go like, hey, you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. But then also I'm like, hey, also like you don't have to let them, like you can just like if you want to make a response video, make them look stupid, go for it. But then also block them. You know, like you don't have to explain yourself to them.
And there are some people who just they'll comment 5,000 times.
Yeah, I blocked the guy yesterday because he just kept going on about the shooting. The 15-year-old girl, what's her name?
Oh,
Micaiah
Bryant.
Yeah,
Bryant.
he just kept going. He saw my video on the on something, and then he just kept going on about the subject, and he just posted like all these comments, and I'm like, no, dude, no, you're not doing this in my house, you know, like
Yeah, and some people will do that just to try to get under your skin. It's
Yeah.
just like it's. I don't know if you all have seen it or experienced it, but I have. Pre-COVID, I like drag shows. So I went to a lot of drag clubs. If there was a drag queen there, Taz was not far behind, okay? And I seem to make friends really quickly with drag queens. They are my
I
people.
wonder why. Extra.
Yes. But I went to one club in Lexington, Kentucky, and I had heard about this club. It's not a big place, and they were like, yeah, like they'll come to the tables and you can really talk to them and like get to know them one-on-one. And they do like full-on dance numbers, like choreographed, like darn near as good as on Broadway, right? And I'd been sitting there for a while, having a good time, talking to a couple people. Learned that one of the queens was retired from the army, and there was a group of men that came in just to harass them. That's it, just to harass them. Like, if this is not your cup of tea, why did you waste gas to come here, pay the cover charge to get in, to be a douchebag? And that's what kills me, because there are people that will hit hashtags just to go and harass people.
Yeah.
Because if I don't like a certain type of content, I don't go seek it out. I'm actually shocked if it does come across any of my timelines. Like, how did you get here? And it's like, and if you are part of the Alphabet Mafia and you don't want to see content from other members of the Alphabet Mafia, you know what hashtags not to click on?
The gay ones.
It's like, stop telling people they're too feminine or they're not masculine enough to be gay. Or and please stop calling lesbians butch. If a lesbian chooses to call herself that, fine. But stop. You fellow lesbians, and you know exactly who I'm talking to because I know you're watching. Stop it. It's not cute. It's not right. Stop going on to certain creators' profiles, literally just putting hashtag butch. Because in a minute, we all gonna see if you can hashtag catch.
And that's part of the whole like biases within our own community, you know.
Yeah. Uni, there's no biases in our community. If you're part of the community, you're perfect. You're not nothing. I don't know what's wrong with you two. Didn't you watch the video?
I guess I'm feeling kind of perfect today. My makeup is popping. My hair is popping. I do feel kind of perfect today.
But no, let's recap a couple of things. You can't come out twice. That doesn't make no sense. Nobody does that.
I mean, hold on. It depends because, for example, I'm gay, and whenever I meet new people, I tell them. So I come up with people all the time.
No, but that's not a coming out.
In a public platform, it's like,
yeah, and I'm sorry, you can't come out every couple of years and include your family.
Okay,
no, it doesn't work like that.
Now
work like that.
I get what you're saying. Now I have a relative that, and it's the only relative that I can remember in my lifetime to ever actually come out. Because in my family, we're just like, please don't. Like, you're no different than anybody else. If you're dating this person, just show up with them. Because we side eye everybody. We will stop side eyeing you when we see if you're gonna eat or not. If we are having a gathering, there's food, and if you don't eat, we don't like you anymore. I'm just telling you that. Heads up. If Taz invites you to her, you better eat. But I had one cousin that did have a whole coming out, and they kind of did it in groups, like multiple times. And I'm like, unfortunately, I got caught in two of the groups because I just happened to like pop by a family member's house and they were over there. And I was just kind of like, we still doing this? Like, I don't mean any disrespect, but first of all, bro, we all knew. We have known since you were born, okay? Since you were in diapers, we knew. We just don't care. We were waiting for you to get comfortable, but can you please stop coming out? Because at this point...
He's doing it, was he doing it years apart? Was he doing it years apart, like every couple of years? Was he doing it, or did he do it around the same time?
I want to say it was all within like a month and a half.
Of course, because he wants to get it out of the way. Of course.
But the next time he did something similar, it was because something changed. He took on another letter within the Alphabet Mafia. I can say that publicly. So he then kind of updated us. And I was just kind of like, didn't I ask you to bring me some ice cream? And I don't see no ice cream. He's like, you're taking my moment away. I'm like, no, I'm not. But Jesus, I asked you for ice cream, not a story. But you're right. You can, and unfortunately, there's been more than one person that I have seen online. I've never seen it in real life, but online. And I'm like, did they forget? And this is what sometimes this is what I said earlier, that I feel some people do it for clout or for pay, because I've seen people like during Pride Month go, oh, I'm coming out. This is blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then like their views will drop. And then all of a sudden, oh, you guys, I'm coming out. And I'm like, didn't you just come out a couple months ago? Yeah. And it's like, this is not, stop using marginalized communities as a costume, as a caricature.
That right there.
Like, stop.
Or to excuse your transphobia. Stop trying to use it. Just because, let's be clear. To recap, all jokes aside, just because you're part of the community does not mean that you can't be transphobic, homophobic, biphobic, a phobic at all. It does not excuse any of your behavior, despite what you say in your videos.
So on that note, I'm gonna step out, you guys. It's been an hour.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna wrap it up because I actually I'll try to get some videos for you all for TikTok. No, Medium, the Medium human being that's usually here with me. She has a what do you call it? Cheerleading. I always have problems with this word. Please excuse me. A cheerleading exposition.
Exhibition.
There you go.
I'm like recital
today, and I need to wake the tiny Tara up. I'm surprised she slept through all of this.
Same. We're live.
Yeah, well, we went live. Well, I shouldn't say we went live. She went live on TikTok earlier, so she thinks she's famous. She's popular. She does have a fan club.
That's cute.
So I'll try to get some videos up on TikTok for you guys. And for the lovely individual that said that they wanted to talk to me, in case you did not see my message in all of the comments, please message me on Instagram. It's at Cincitaz, Cincitaz. I would love to talk to you one-on-one. And like I said, you guys, I will be back in a couple of hours because we're going to be talking about, what is tonight's topic? Oh, the change in policing in the United States.
There we go.
Well, invite me back when we're going to talk about the fucking bitch again, okay?
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
I'm
gonna get banned.
So on TikTok, I am the gay anti-racist, as you see here, and here on YouTube is my name. You see it on the comments. So give me a follow on YouTube. I'm trying to get to 1,000 so I can monetize my videos.
All right, I'll touch you guys.
Okay, we're gonna get off the air. Chuck, call me when I end the broadcast and you'll understand why. But as always, each one teach one, each one reach one. Thank you to my panelists and love you guys. Till next time.
Bye.